your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.
Hello, everybody. Brian Engelman here at the 2019 Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles, California. I'm with Steve Murillo. Steve is with OnStellar. Steve, thank you for taking a few minutes of your time today.
It's my pleasure, Brian. Thanks for having me here.
All right, so I was with my buddy earlier today, and I think he said Conscious Life Expo is like a farmer's market for people into UFOs. Tell me what brought you here today.
That's a funny one.
It made me laugh.
Conscious Life Expo is a great place for people to come and learn about what the community calls awakening or ascension. Many people believe that our human consciousness is going through some sort of an evolution, some sort of radical evolution. I'm not here for those reasons. I'm more into ufology, more into the paranormal, things like that. OnStellar is a platform when people can come and discover those ideas, trade ideas, talk about ascension and awakening, all those things. So it's a social media platform where you can go and not worry about ridicule, if you saw a UFO. That's sort of what OnStellar is built for.
Okay, so this is kind of like a pre-screening process to weed out the profane, if you will, the ones that haven't taken time to do any research, so they're going to mock and ridicule a community that kind of researches more than any other community, because if they're going to have strong viewpoints, they kind of really need to not sound stupid and not go too far off the deep end.
That's true.
And I think this community researches perhaps better than anyone on the planet.
They dig into it pretty deeply. A lot of them tend to be a little bit obsessive compulsive about it.
There are some. There are some.
Now, the flip side of that is, there are those the flat earthers, we'll call them, that believe the earth is flat. They can present some pretty interesting arguments about that, and you're almost like, well, yeah, maybe he's got something there. But, having been in the military and I studied stellar navigation, all these different things, I can't go there. You know what I mean? My brain just won't wrap around that. But
pardon the multiple puns inside of that sentence, but yes. No, and then the platform name OnStellar, is that your background?
No, I didn't name the platform, honestly.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, but it's a great name for it. We love the name. It's awesome. We're coming out with a version 2.0 very soon.
Okay.
It'll have a lot of upgrades in it. So yeah, looking forward to that. The other thing I do is UPARS LA, which is a group we get together once a month in Los Angeles, Studio City. We bring ufologists, paranormal investigators, Bigfoot experts, things like that. We bring them and they give a talk, and it's usually pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've been a coast to coast listener for a long time. We've talked with Jimmy and with George and everybody, the whole crew.
Right.
There's nothing more fascinating to me than pondering the mysteries of the universe. The things some people are convinced, I saw a Bigfoot, I saw a UFO.
Sure.
And it's like, I don't know, did I not see what you said you saw? Or
right.
At what point, here's a question. Do you think someone has to have something happen to them personally to start opening up to this world?
No, I don't think so. I think that if you do enough investigation, even if you haven't had an experience, you'll tend to start to believe, wow, there's something to this. For example, Bigfoot. You can get on YouTube and look for something called Sasquatch Chronicles.
Okay.
And this guy named Wes who has this YouTube channel, he's got over 500 episodes. Each episode has 2 to 3 people who have had encounters, and usually they're kind of violent or scary encounters. They're almost never pleasant encounters. And he estimates that less than 10% of the people that he talks to or that send him stories want to go on his show. Meaning, so like if you think about
the story is reluctantly drawn out because they don't want the ridicule. They don't want people looking at him like he's crazy or like he's got screws loose.
Right, but they want to be able to tell somebody about their story, their encounter. And so think about that. You've got 2 to 3 people on a show. The show lasts 1.5 to 2 hours. We're talking about 1,500 people, and that's less than 10% of the people that are willing to talk to him, that have talked to him,
right?
Let alone that have seen these things.
So that's about 1,350 people out of the 1,500, if my math is quick enough.
Sounds about right, yeah. So yeah, that's a lot of people who have had encounters with something we call Bigfoot. So if you're kind of an armchair quarterback just researching this and you listen to enough of these encounters, you're going to go, wow, there's something to this, even if you haven't come across a footprint yourself or seen one in the woods.
Right. This community, we put it, it's been about a year, you said version 2.0. What's been the most surprising aspect of it? What were you not anticipating as much that you've noticed?
The seriousness of the people, that the people who engage in the platform are serious about what they're doing. They're very, very Yeah, serious. They want
articulate, informed,
right? Exactly. Thank you.
Professional.
Yeah, it's not
they're
about
policing their own community well.
Yes,
is kind of what
yes.
I'm hearing you say.
And in fact, we have a system that sort of upvotes and downvotes. So if somebody's getting,
they get flagged for review, and if someone's abusive,
that's right. But the people do it. We call it wisdom of the crowd.
Wisdom of the crowd.
Yeah.
I'm complete with the new American media. We've decided that the old American media failed us. We're seeing the tech giants. They're snakes eating their own tail.
Yep.
They're cannibalizing their own. This will implode.
It's all unraveling. Yep.
What's been your thought with a social media network of your own, with media in general today, and with social media perhaps in particular? Any trends you've seen? Anything promising? Anything disturbing? What's your take on the pulse of it?
The most disturbing thing is the fact that most of the media is controlled. The message is controlled, across the board. Just look at CNN and CNBC and all these different networks. They basically recite the exact same story word for word.
Oh, yeah.
It's given to them. And I don't know if you've heard of Project Mockingbird, but this was initiated by the CIA back in the early 50s. And its mission was to take hold of all media and therefore control the message that it pumped out to the people. Control the message, control the minds, and control the direction of the political outcome and everything else. So, and you see this explicitly now through everything that's going on.
Well, I think it's Conan O'Brien. He does a montage series. It's been out a couple of times, and it works its way through social media. And it's anchor team after anchor team after anchor team from Tuscaloosa and they're all saying the exact same canned phrase because 5 or 6 companies control the conglomerate of everything you're hearing. And I think they call it the Overton window. If you think of a football field, it's 10 yards of allowable debate, but they set where the 10 yards are, and they keep moving their markers of what we're allowed to be. You kind of keep it in a certain place.
Right.
But all of those systems are failing. Yeah. All of those things are, we're getting shadow banned, demonetized, censored, on down the line.
Yeah, look at Facebook now. It's putting everybody in Facebook jail. And this is just pure censorship. This is communism, basically.
It's silly.
It's ridiculous. And I think people are going to leave things like Facebook and come to things like OnStellar where that's not going to happen. We don't censor, we don't sell data, we don't do any of that stuff. So, yeah.
Do you have any concerns about the future of the country, like you said, with communism? And, you're seeing AOC and Bernie. And
Bernie Sanders, Mr. Socialist.
The left is really trying to push some of the... Yeah, 3 houses, exactly. They're really pushing for this, and we laugh it off. But, I mean, how far away are we from somebody actually getting power and driving the car for a little bit? Like, that's really scary to me, in theory. What about you?
It really is scary. I mean, look at Ocasio-Cortez and how the media jumps on her like she's the golden child. It's disgusting. And she's truly an idiot. She's just not that smart.
It's astonishing.
It's crazy.
And celebrating all those jobs lost in New York.
That was a great win, wasn't it? She did a great job for them then, didn't she?
The best thing
Kicked out Amazon.
The best thing that I find happening is, go ahead. I don't want to restrict their speech. Give us more of it, because then we'll see in action the times you're lying to us, the times that what you're advocating is failing, and you'll have a proven track record we can go back on. I don't want you to speak less. I want you to speak more.
That's right.
I don't want calls for violence. Like, there's some speech, like, you can't,
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's that yelling fire in a crowded movie theater thing.
Right.
But no calls for violence or doxing people, like Kathy Griffin to the Covington kids, who were just standing there, and that whole story went sideways. I think that's one of the best parts about this. It's annoying that people aren't doing their research, but those people are getting exposed as lazy and dangerous, and I think it's backfiring.
I think you're right about that. I think so it's going to work. Hopefully things swing back to the middle. Hopefully all of this big media falls, because it's got to. They've just lost market share entirely. Because people want the truth. They don't want nonsense. And once they realize they're being lied to, it's over. Game's over. Yeah,
they say credibility in the media takes a lifetime to earn and a split second to just destroy. And I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm so willing, by the way, to give somebody the benefit of the doubt if you make a mistake, or if, off the top, you made a move, you go, you know what, I regret that. That was wrong.
Right.
Wow. Okay, yeah. But when you're intentionally lying, when it's intentionally deceptive, misleading,
That's right.
I think I just look at you and go, wow, thanks for smiling to my face and telling me that. I'm only going to listen to you to oppose what you're.
That's right.
I want to find the opposite of whatever you're saying next.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe it's a single thing you've said anymore.
That's right.
I think that's what's happening with social media and the media in general.
I agree.
Well, and give us the final pitch. You got any upcoming events that you want people to come out to?
Well, if you're in Los Angeles, Studio City, the third Tuesday of the month at 8 o'clock at the Unitarian Church, UPARS LA. And OnStellar.com, it's free to join, and it's a lot of fun to use. So come join OnStellar.com.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes of your time.
Appreciate it, Brian. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Enjoy the rest of the 2019 Conscious Life Expo.
You too. Thanks.
All right.
See you.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.